Did Ken Block influence your automotive aspirations? And
Mm.
if so, how?
I don't know if he influenced my aspirations. He certainly rejuvenated some excitement for the industry and things that were just. I mean, when I watched like the initial videos that they were doing, it was just like, they're keeping a car together. I mean, obviously it's Hollywood magic for some of that, but they're keeping
Mm.
the engine together
I
for
I marveled at that. Yeah.
absolutely torturous conditions, and
I don't
just
know.
be
I don't know who was building those cars early on, but that's not. I mean, later you had like the factory building
there's
influence and
yeah, a
stuff,
lot
but
more went into it, but just the amount of
like the Subarus
just
that he had in the
yeah,
beginning,
just
it's
the
just like,
sheer
oh my
torture that they
god.
were able to put those things through, with very little mechanical sympathy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, first off, huge tragedy. I was shocked when I heard. I think Ken Block was and Hoonigan. I think 2 weeks ago I would have said, it's interesting where it's gone. Hmm. Obviously, they're having a lot of fun. They're doing some cool stuff. They have a tremendous amount of influence and money that they're working with. Uh, the e-tron video was it's all incredible stuff, right? I mean, but it was almost like, what do you think of like Steven Spielberg's next movie? Well, of course, it's a fucking blockbuster.
yeah,
Um, and I don't know, like personally in my career, I'm not sure I was influenced other than, I think some of the early Gymkhana stuff when it was a brand new thing was like, holy shit, I can't believe this is a great idea. First off, I can't believe the car is holding together, and obviously incredible driving. I think the best way I can answer this is Ken Block influenced me tremendously in his death, and I didn't really expect that. You don't really know what you're going to think about someone until they're gone, and I think more than what he did with his car or driving. Uh, I've actually read. I actually know more about him now than I did 3 weeks ago. I've read up on him a little bit, but I I guess I kind of knew this, but I'd forgotten. He was kind of an early skateboard star with Tony Hawk. Back in the '80s, and then kind of retired from skating, and then started DC Shoes, which went on to be a $150 million a year company, and then he and his partners sold it. And then eventually, he was sitting on a bunch of money and wanted to have fun, so he started racing, and then realized he was an amazing driver in addition to being a world class athlete, and then went on to do the Hoonigan stuff. And my personal friend Brian Scotto, got involved pretty early on with that, so I've had that connection as well. But seeing that outpouring of love and respect, honestly, when I die, I would love to have like a fraction of kind of that kind of respect. That's something I think about a lot. Is what's my legacy? What do I leave behind? I'm definitely inspired by apparently the way Ken Block lived his life. I didn't know him personally. I didn't work for him,
right.
but I've read heartfelt messages from the people that have, and yeah, I think what the people I work with say that kind of stuff about me. And so it's made me think a lot about what's my legacy, and inspired me to just live a better life if I could, um, and I can. So I think as tragic as it is, he's also left. He left on top. He left at a time where he has inspired millions and millions of people. Um, and yeah, I think his influence has been tremendous. And you only really know that after someone
And
dies.
yeah, and on that point, I think all of that. I mean, it's just the genuineness that he seemed to portray, and it wasn't just he's doing this for the camera. It
He
was
did.
for the camera.
He did
It
seem
was
to be
in every interaction that people
yeah,
have had with him. It's been a genuine.
a genuinely nice guy who was genuinely interested in having fun and doing really cool, amazing shit. Um, and he was able to create, a kind of a level of financial success that he could do that at a really high level. So, um, as tragic as it is, that guy probably lived more than most people 10 times over in their lives.
Yep.
So, definitely, my heart and thoughts go out to his family, and
Yep.
be interesting to see what the Hoonigan team does moving forward, because I think there's a lot of talent there, but there's no
Oh yeah.
question Ken was the driving force there. So I'm sure they'll be successful and continue to do great things. But yeah, definitely inspired by his death, by the apparent life he lived. That's been revealed since then.